Hello guys and welcome to my benchmark of Battlefield 4. We're just going to open here with the list of what the game is running on. As you can see, it's on auto, so this is what the game thinks my rig will run well. So as you see, everything is on high, and basically my rig is actually listed in the description, but I will just list the main three to you quickly. We've got the graphics card is a 2GB GTX660TI with the Amd Fx6300 processor and 8GB of RAM. So we're going to get right into the game and enjoy. We have a tremendous opening approaching for the next installment of Battlefield 4, the first next-gen Battlefield. It is incredible, to say the least. So, as you can see, we've got some beautiful music playing behind our launching logos, and it's such a good way to just start this next game. So, as you can see already, what we've simply got here is nothing special. We've got the ocean. We've just got a deep, dark, greeny blue ocean, and we can hear that shit is going down, and already we get into this inside of the car. And as you see, all the lighting effects are what I think are particularly good with this game. Obviously, everything else is also incredible, but the way the lighting reflects off stuff, as you can see, just all over his body there, all the car, the reflect, like the water effects, and then this light comes on, and it further proves, you know, the shadows. Just everything looks so incredibly detailed and realistic. I'm just taking a quick drink there. As you can see, we've got the character models as well. Just the way they look so real, and this is what it looks like in game now. This isn't a cutscene or anything. It's so good. But guys, just to let you know, this mission I have cut it up a bit. So this is the mission they first released, as you know, like when they did their like gameplay. But I have cut it up a bit. The mission's not as long because I've got rid of the bits that I felt were a bit boring. You didn't need to see twice. So as you can see, we're just about to carry on in this car. We've still got the lighting effects. We've got some lens flare there off the light, and now we're about to do some crazy shit. No, don't do it. Here we go. We're saving our lives. Boom. And as you can see, we've just got some nice black. These graphics are quality. As you can see, the black and those numbers look pristine. No, I'm just kidding. Right, so here I've just got rid of lots of corridor bits. There was a load of corridor bits before this, and I just got rid of those because I thought we've got this nice little simple bit here, and we open here, and the birds flutter out of the room, and we've got Pac right here about to scare the shit out of us. I don't understand why the crows were there if he was there, but it's only a game, so what can they do? As you see there, again, we have the light hanging down, which is creating like light throughout the room, the shadows on the floor. Then we have these other light sources that further just improve the quality of the room and the way the graphics are. As you can see, we're not obviously on Ultra because this rig will probably. I've not actually tried it on Ultra, saying that. And you've got to also remember, we do get better a few more frames when we're not running action. So if you have got this system, remember, if you ever do, it is actually running frame rate wise between about 40 minimum and like 60 to 70 maximum. And we do get a few more of that with action, not on. So we get into straight away now. We're getting into a firefight. We've got to set up a gun. I skip all those bits as well when I'm selecting my gun and stuff. So I've just picked up ammo there, and we're getting ready. Irish is out there somewhere. He's in a pickle, and he's about to burst through the little bar window, I think it is, in front, and get assaulted by two dogs. As you can just see, looking outside now, just the quality across the street looks so good. It especially improves later on. We get into a huge firefight. We come out. It's just incredible. So I'm, as you can see, just dealing with these enemies. I did have trouble. I regret to admit I have trouble killing this guy. Just every time I seem to fire, he dodges behind there. So we set the gun onto single fire mode, and we put one bullet straight into his scalpel and dealt with him nicely. We've got two more soldiers running through here. You can just see like the misty effects down that alleyway there, and just the two characters running through. Although this looks good, it gets much better. It gets really. The fire effects and everything are all so good. So as this benchmark continues, we'll see just the graphics and the effects just getting better and better. It's like what this mission was. It's like they've established that this game's awesome, and it's just gonna get better. I think what they've tried to do they've just tried to give examples of everything that's to look forward to. So here we just skip this next bit, and we open to me blast blasting the wall off with C4 and running into a wooded area. See, as you can see here, just the light effects through the trees there, just the glare, it just looks so incredible here. As you can see, like the lens flare, this is what I mean. You see the graphics and everything just seems to amplify. They're going one step ahead of every single, I think, shooter out there. I have actually got the new Call of Duty, so expect a benchmark on that too. So very soon, if any of you guys are interested in that, so that'll be out. Another benchmark will be out. But for now, we're going to obviously concentrate on Battlefield because we've got another good 10 minutes into this benchmark. So as you can see, we've got plenty of little enemies coming up here. So they've not like shortages. We obviously there are quite low key moments, but this is a really intense firefight. So instead of running dead on, which would have been the daft idea, I decided to flank around the edge and pull these guys off from the side. So as you can see here, we just there's a leaning. Actually, this is a good little mechanic. It's not really graphics wise or effects wise, but just the fact you can now lean around corners and above walls, which you'll see throughout this main firefight. So just finish these guys off and further progress through the battle. As you can see, just 2 more guys just clinging on, and we've just finished them off. And we do have a lag spike there, because you see in the top right it's saving. It does lag, has a quick lag spike every time it saves. The chopper goes over, and we'll now transition to in fact, we won't transition at the minute. No, we'll skip that crate bit. It's basically what I've just done there. There was no transition. So now we get into this is the transition. That firefight lasted a long time and I got nowhere, so I just skipped that bit quickly just for you guys, because that was like 4 or 5 minutes of me just sitting behind that trying to not get killed. So as you can see, there are a range of enemies and I'm still not getting anywhere. It's like this gun is not accurate enough at this distance. So what I actually do is I adapt my skills and going crazy all solo with a pack of C4. And this is another point where you see the particular just the graphics wise, it's just so good in the like it didn't dip a lot is what I'm trying to say. Like 40 was the very minimum. Most of the time it was 50, 60, 70 maximum. It does vary, like there's a 30 frame rate difference there, but that just depends on what the game is happening at the time. So as you can see here, we destroy that. The explosion effect, I think they've particularly improved on. They actually feel like the explosives feel like they're doing some damage when they impact, and especially in this scene where we can see the long distances of where our objective is. Like we just see long, like expanding, like scenarios in front of us, and like we do trek that entire distance. Like if there's no loading screens, it's just I love it. Again, we skip through here, so now we're closer to the factory, because you saw that massive, that exact space, that space I was just talking about, how big and vast it was. There was a long firefight through that, and I thought, well, you've just seen a firefight, so let's skip forward a bit. As you hear a huge explosion then, and then obviously all this dust effect has flown through, and a bit further makes it look incredible. Again, we had another pin down situation right here. So we're firing along this walkway, and I'm getting bullets in from the right, from the front. So what actually I did was, I just skipped out that long bit when I was stuck behind this fence. So now we've skipped out that, and I've cleared out quite a lot of the enemies. There are still stragglers around, so I just decided to make a few explosives go off and just further make the battle a little more hectic. So now we start using our grenade launcher and just destroying. You'll see that just everything they seem, it's just gone so well. Sorry, I'm incredibly thirsty. Now as you can see, we're going to get straight in this building. The graphics get particularly good. We're going to fight through this little entrance, and inside there it was like they tried to establish something. Like even in its quiet moments, it's quietly beautiful. It's so good. I'm so happy this rig can run it. Like I was panicking at first because the beta was so broken in its optimization that it lagged at this. At the top, you might have seen the beta. If not, I'll just describe it. There's a massive skyscraper that falls down on one of the multiplayer maps. When the skyscraper fell, the frame rate was fine. It barely fell. But when I was actually stood on top of the skyscraper, it lagged like hell, and I was really worried that when I got this game, it was gonna, the entire game would just not work. But the game runs absolutely fine. So as you can see, just kill this guy here, stab him. This is where, look, inside that building just looks incredible. Again, you'll notice the lag spike. When I go to shoot this guy, that lag spike there, you see that dot in the top right again? That means it's saving. That's the only reason it's lagging. The only reason it lags, I think, is just because it's saving. I'm not really sure why it lags when it does it, but it does. Hey, what can you do? But here we go, we have the quietly beautiful area now. We can just see all the different lighting effects shining through those windows on the right hand side, like the foggy mist. We've got the lens flare coming through. We've got all the foliage. I think they've like particularly gone one step further again with like the natural foliage environments, because I've been playing Ghosts, and although Ghost does look good, don't get me wrong, the like the bits where there's a lot of trees and stuff, there just doesn't seem to be that not quite as like crisp and detailed. But that's just my opinion, I think, really. I mean, like there's always the conflicts, isn't it? The COD versus Battlefield. I think they both have their their advantages and disadvantages, but I think overall Battlefield has always benefited from the better graphics. So now we're just actually rising up this lift, and we're about to see some incredible action begin. This is when the this is when the first mission really stepped up. We get the Apache helicopter coming in, and I get my grenade launcher out thinking, oh, I'm going to have this chap, and then he takes out the elevator. I had no chance. So he pulls us down. We've not actually fallen all the way down. We're about halfway up the building now. And now, basically, they're telling me everything's useless. Let's just run. As you can see, I do try. I do actually hit it as well, and it doesn't take it out. I'm just there like, oh, fair enough. I'm sure a grenade launcher to the side would have at least stirred it off course. But nope. The Apache prevails. And as you see, all the explosions around us still, the graphics are keeping up. As you see, the fire coming up in a minute. The fire looks so good. I try it again, and nothing. So I basically assume, it's like a cutscene. It's like, this has to happen. There's no way they were going to let me destroy that helicopter. So running up through these effects here, running on top of the roof, and we can see our evac chopper. Finally, we're going to escape. You think you're going to escape, and then you remember the little bit from the beginning of the mission when we were stuck in a car at the bottom of the ocean. So all does not seem well when all of a sudden the Apache gets the better of us and destroys the roof, where we now see some absolutely epic destruction. This is obviously like scripted destruction. This isn't just fluidly. This isn't the AI doing this. But it still looks incredible. As you see, we've got a few guys waiting for us, so as we start sliding down, the situation just gets worse and worse. We start tumbling through this breaking building. Frame rate not dropping really at all, and as you can see, it looks absolutely epic. Hanging off the edge of the building, we can see the textures in the clothing and the arms. We save this poor fellow, and basically we think all this, just that, sorry, that explosion down there again further just looks incredible. So I hope if you have this rig, make sure you get this game. As you can see now, we have our friends saving us from the wreckage. I'm not sure how we survived that, but it is the first mission. We would expect to survive till the end of the game, but as you can see now, so it's all a bit blurry. We've crashed down, and this is where the graphics get particularly good. We wake up, we come to our senses, and just this entire scenario here, we've got the crash, we've got the down helicopter, all the rubble on the floor, pardon me, all the rubble on the floor, all the sparks coming off them, this poor fellow with his nice light on his roof coming to save us, and now all the pieces are coming together from what we saw at the beginning of this mission when we were in the bottom of the water. The car's pulled up, we've got the injured like sergeant or whatever you'd call him, and we have the car. So we're just going to go through the scenario here. We've got to do some absolutely grim stuff here. I was going to cut this out, and I was like, nope. I feel you should all get to witness this this disgusting effect. But it saves his life. Here we go. He's got crushed bones, so we just casually slice off his leg, and well, he passes out. Look at him go. There he is, fast asleep like a baby. So now, this is specific. This is what I mean. This game is just going above and beyond par. So we're getting everybody into the chopper, into the car now. And as you can see, that Apache is still lurking around. It's not done with us yet. So everyone getting in the car. See, even on the visor, there's some little effects. It's just so good. So now I have to wait for this guy's permission to get in the car. I thought this was a bit daft. I was like, oh, I've got to wait for you. So he's like, now get in the car. So I was like, oh, sure, let's do this. So here we go. We've got permission to enter the car. Another saving moment, as you can see the lag there. But now we're going to zoom along, blast straight through the fire. And again, the graphics just propel themselves here. We zoom out of that. I tried to look back then so we could see that all the fire and stuff behind us, but you couldn't actually. We do have a glitch here, look. As you can see, it looks like empty space. So this was a quick glitch. I don't think this is performance-wise. This is just a glitch. So as you can see, it's not lag or anything, but as you can see, there's nothing there. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 we've got the ocean, we've got all this really good scenery. So as you can see, The game isn't perfect yet. The servers specifically aren't perfect, but the rest of when it's working, it's incredible. But it's only been out for a few days, so you got to expect some glitches and errors here and there. So as we go, see, we're just cruising through all this landscape. We've got all the explosions starting to go off now, and this Apache comes back. And we've got all like the ocean when the spray onto the ground. Things you're just zooming through this tunnel now. I do actually, I'm afraid, the ocean does spray all over the car here, but I turn to look at this guy and miss it. So you can see now the screen's all wet because of this, but the graphics are just so good. I cannot wait to see where next gen goes, because now just looking at the sun shining through the clouds there, it's just everything. We've got all the oil things at either side. The detail is phenomenal. And then we get the Apache making the best of us. We're spinning off course, we fall out of the car, and then of course we get past a grenade launcher to deal some damage. Here we are. This is, I think you're starting to piece together why we end up in this water. So guys, we're coming towards the end of our this first mission, really, and I hope you guys, if you've understood how well the game runs on this system, and I hope you guys can enjoy it just as much as me. Goodbye. Ready.